The reward for information in a Lumberton kidnapping case has increased by thousands.
And a local incumbent wins in a landslide. I'm Abigail Brown.
And I'm Alexis Clinton. Stay tuned for Carolina News Today.
Carolina News Today is brought to you in part by the Wing Company of Pembroke, serving award-winning wings fresh, not frozen. Live entertainment weekly, 703 West 3rd Street in Pembroke. 10% discount for students and teachers every day. TheOriginalWingCo.com.
Investigators are not buying a report of a possible sighting of a missing girl in North Carolina. They say there is no reason to believe 13-year-old Hania Aguilar was really seen. As Casey Cunningham reports from Lumberton, Hania's mom is pleading for her return home.
We have no physical evidence, nothing to indicate that she is anything but alive.
Authorities say they don't know if 13-year-old Hania Aguilar and her kidnapper have crossed state lines. They're investigating all possibilities. Late Tuesday, there was a report of a possible sighting of Aguilar in Charlotte, but authorities say there is no reason to believe that report is accurate.
We're following all logical leads, no matter what city or what state they take us to, so we just don't know.
Also Tuesday, Lumberton Police Chief Michael McNeil used a news conference to address the rumor mill. He said misinformation is hurting the case.
Please don't do that. Don't do that. Give us the information that we really need. Don't place it on social media.
That same plea echoed by Aguilar's mom.
Despite all the criticism and speculation against me, I would never use my daughter's name in order to take advantage of this situation.
Investigators read her heartfelt letter to the community.
For the love of God, respect my pain. All I want is Hania, my princess, back. I miss her.
The local tip line to report information is 910-272-5871. The FBI has increased its reward for information in the case to $25,000.
You were probably woken up by the Amber Alert from a Gastonia kidnapping Saturday around 6 o'clock in the morning. A North Carolina man accused of abducting his 3-year-old daughter is now in jail. The Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office says Maurice Knox was arrested following a high-speed chase in Charlotte Sunday. He crashed the vehicle he was driving. Police say he was driving while impaired. 4 people were injured in that collision. His daughter, Destiny Boykins, was in the same car at the time. She was also treated at the hospital with minor injuries. A daycare worker said Destiny's mother had a restraining order against Knox that prevented him from seeing their daughter. Knox has prior felony convictions.
Harvey Godwin Jr. won a second term as Lumbee Tribal Chairman over his opponents in a landslide victory this week. Godwin won all 14 precincts and garnered 67% of the vote. Godwin campaigned on his record and argued that the tribe has been free of controversy during his administration. He also promised to revive the tribe's culture, build on current educational programs, and improve the economic status of members.
This week, UNCP observed Veterans Day with a Field of Honor ceremony at the water feature on campus. 500 miniature flags in the grass helped set the scene for the signing of the national anthem, followed by speeches. Chancellor Cummings and others braved the dismal rainy morning to acknowledge the debt owed to fallen and injured service members. Local veteran Corbin Eddings is a lifelong Pembroke resident who served in the Marines and graduated from the university in 1997. He said he's proud of his service, but the Marines made a greater impact on him than he could have made on the Marines. He told the audience he would do it all over again. Director of Military Outreach Mike Clausen said each flag was tagged with the name of an honored veteran or active duty service member.
Robinson Community College has announced a program to support students enrolled at a remedial level. The initiative is called Reinforced Instruction for Student Excellence, or RISE. The RISE curriculum shows students to take co-requisite classes instead of the mandatory prerequisite classes, which can reduce the number of semesters the student needs to be enrolled at RCC. RCC will be one of the 58 colleges in the North Carolina Community Colleges system chosen to pilot the project next semester. All system schools are expected to incorporate RISE in 2020.
The campus chapter of Broadcast Education Association staged a no-sale yard sale over the weekend for people who lost their belongings in Hurricane Florence. The club accepted donations of clothing, household goods, and non-perishable food in advance. Donations came from as far away as Wilson County. Goods left over from the morning event were later brought to Church Community Services in Laurinburg.
A school bus driver in Cabarrus County had to be rescued after the bus became stuck in fast-moving floodwaters in North Carolina early Tuesday. No students were on the bus, and crews set up on a bridge nearby in an effort to pull the bus from the water. The driver was not hurt and told rescue crews that he never saw the water until he was already in it.
A mountain community is mourning the loss of a 17-year-old high school student who died in a crash Monday afternoon.
We're just trying to make it about her today.
High school seniors out for lunch at the Cracker Barrel in Arden, a restaurant filled with joy and laughter, a meal among friends, their way of mourning painful loss. Troopers say their classmate lost control of her car along a rain-slickened Christ School Road yesterday afternoon, that Lexi Moffitt hydroplaned and overcorrected, hitting a pickup truck head-on. She died at the scene. Grieving Lexi's death started this morning, students creating a memorial at her parking space in the West Henderson High parking lot.
It was really helpful that the school allowed us to be together and let us come do this and gather and share memories.
That's just what they did. More than 24 scattered at tables. It was Jacob Burnett's idea.
I just felt like with all the sadness going on at school, I felt like there needed to be some kind of joy just to celebrate her life instead of dwelling on it.
But along with all the laughs, there were comforting hugs and raw emotions.
She definitely made an impact on my life and many of my friends. And we will all miss her very much.
I just wish that she could have graduated and lived a longer life, but I know that God has a plan and there's always a reason for everything.
Through it all, there was a feeling in the room about a young woman who touched so many, made them laugh, brought so much joy. They say Lexi would have loved this gathering, would have wanted to be here.
I know Lexi, she wouldn't want us to be upset, but we are, because it's just what you do. But she's looking over us, and she wants us to be happy. That's who she is.
With some areas in the state expecting icy road conditions this week, crews throughout the mountains are getting ready. Let's take a look.
When it comes to weather, it's important to know which way the wind blows.
NCDOT crews all across western North Carolina have been preparing for winter weather.
Though it's hard to know exactly how bad an area will be hit.
Could we see some ice?
Yes, I think a lot of folks are going to see some kind of ice accumulation. The big question is how much.
Crews throughout the mountains need to be ready.
They inspected their equipment and also made sure that salt and sand supplies are ready to go for when the first winter storm comes.
And as that first wintry weather seems to be getting closer, another concern in mind.
Our priority is making sure that we can ensure the safety of every student.
Henderson County Schools Associate Superintendent John Bryant says they keep a close eye on weather reports to determine school closures.
Ultimately, we don't ever want a situation where young drivers are on the road if we don't feel that it's safe.
We have winter storm watches out for all these counties in western North Carolina, and ice accumulation likely in spots, hazardous roads.
As those reports come a little bit closer to the time that we're attending to, we kind of see in what ways that will impact school travel.
With many who work for the school system going the extra mile to ensure student safety.
We have members of our leadership team and our transportation department are out on the roads well in advance.
And if you have to be out during the expected icy conditions,
don't crowd the plow.
Uchiyama asking all drivers not to throw caution to the wind.
They're working for the people, the drivers, everybody who's here in western North Carolina and those who are just passing through.
A major highway into Wilmington finally reopens to the public.
And the state's only highway rest area with a rooftop garden has been planted. It's NCDOT Now.
Welcome to this week's edition of NCDOT Now. I'm your host, Miracle King. The Department of Transportation has reopened a key route to and from Wilmington following severe damage from Hurricane Florence. US 421, which runs parallel to Interstate 40 in southeastern North Carolina, received the most damage of any state road when the storm hit in September. Knowing the critical need to quickly restore traffic on this route, NCDOT installed a temporary bridge on one side of the road with a single lane in each direction. This allows drivers to get through the area while planning and construction of 2 new bridges at the site takes place. On November 3rd, Governor Cooper, NC Board of Transportation Chairman Mike Fox, Board Member at Large Andrew Perkins, and NC A&T Chancellor Harold Martin unveiled the sign honoring the school's 2017 Historically Black Colleges and Universities Football National Championship. The signs were approved by the Board of Transportation, and 8 signs will be posted along roadways. This marks the team's 2nd title in 3 seasons in this division. Beginning next spring, colorful blossoms from new plantings will decorate the state's only rest area with a rooftop garden in Randolph County. A unique partnership between the department and a group of master gardeners from the Randolph County Cooperative Extension Service made it possible this fall to revitalize the garden. It sits on top of the visitor center at the rest area that opened in 2010 on I-73-74 South near Seagrove. Volunteers planted varieties of plants resistant to drought and extreme heat and cold.
There are numerous benefits of green roof. The first is stormwater absorption, so there's less stormwater runoff in a rain event. The second reason for having a green roof would be insulation. You end up with a super insulated building, much better insulated than a normal roof structure would be. So there's energy savings involved in that.
The garden will bloom from late spring through the fall every year. That's all for this week's edition of NCDOT Now. Make sure to stay connected with us on Facebook and Twitter at NCDOT. You can also follow us on Snapchat and Instagram at NCDOT.com. From all of us here at the North Carolina Department of Transportation, safe travels.
Were placed on the Hollywood Walk of Fame star of Stan Lee this week as the World More and Marvel Comics co-creator, following his death at the age of 95. Lee's death was confirmed by a family lawyer on Monday. He created enduring superheroes including Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and the Incredible Hulk. Fans found him inspirational.
And I think Stan Lee, through all of his work, through all the different characters he created, he inspired people to be their better selves, maybe to be heroes, or as I like to say, hero tears. So thank you, Stan Lee. Rest in peace.
On campus, mass communication professor Terrence Dollard hosts a TV show about the craft of comic books. He says Stan Lee was active in his old age and his impact was far-reaching.
And even in later years, when he sort of became known as the guy who made all the cameos in the Marvel movies, he was still creating, and he was reading comics, and he would get in touch with writers and artists and tell them exactly, you know, what he liked about their books, and it was always very supportive. And I think a lot of people don't know that Stan was, to the very end, was still interested in what was going on in comics and in, you know, inspiring people to create.
Hartford police are investigating the death of a Trinity College student in Connecticut. Police say they found 23-year-old Chase Hyde unresponsive on Monday with a weak pulse. They attempted life-saving measures, but he was pronounced dead hours later. Police say Hyde had been ill on Sunday afternoon and was vomiting through the night. A toxicology screening was conducted and the results are pending. Police say there was no evidence that would indicate a drug overdose, suicide, or anything criminal. Medical staff at the college confirmed that it is not an infectious outbreak of any kind and it is not a public health concern.
This spring, college students at Lock Haven University will be able to move into university housing with their four-legged friends. The college is hoping to entice more students to live on campus. Christina Papa has more.
One visit with Leah, the dachshund mix here at Lock Haven University. And graduate student Michelle Roush is missing her family's dog, Jax.
The worst part of leaving home for me is leaving her behind because she gets so sad every time I leave. So bringing her with me would make me feel a lot better being up here and it would make me feel more at home.
Students should expect to see a few more four-legged friends like Leah on Lock Haven University's campus next semester. The university recently announced North Hall will become the school's first pet-friendly residence hall. It's the first of its kind in the Pennsylvania state system.
I would love it. I would absolutely have the best time.
I think that it's great for our students. It's a way to attract maybe some students that are on the fence, and also just for students to be able to be like, hey, yeah, this is a cool experience.
Dogs like Leah won't be the only new four-legged residents here. The school is also allowing cats and some small caged animals.
College kids love two things, animals and free food, so we got one of those.
With one animal per room and strict guidelines to follow, Morgan Petrensic plans to adopt a gerbil.
I think I'll be less stressed. I'll be taking 18 credits next semester, but if I can find someone to be like, hey, can I play with your dog for like 10 minutes? It'll be better.
I feel like it would be a very big stress reliever. Finishing an exam and just being able to kind of cuddle with my dog and feel a little bit of extra love, it would definitely be a good bonus.
Most of them associate home with pets, and so now they have an ability to have the comfort of having their pets with them here at school.
Braves wrestlers take the podium at their own event.
And cross country continues to rack up honors.
It's Ty the Sports Guy coming at you right after these messages.
I am a first-generation college student, and I am Brave Nation.
I'm a musician, and I am Brave Nation.
I am Palestinian Muslim, and I am Brave Nation.
I am from Monrovia, Liberia, and I am Brave Nation.
I am a leader, and I am Brave Nation.
I'm a Christian, and I am Brave Nation.
I am Omega Psi Phi and Phi Mu Alpha, and I am Brave Nation.
I am disabled, and I am Brave Nation.
Choose to transform.
Choose to discover.
Choose value.
Choose to make a difference.
Choose to succeed.
Choose to be a brave.
When you choose UNC Pembroke, you choose small classes and personal attention. You choose quality and affordability. Because we are an NC Promise campus, tuition is only $500 a semester in-state and $2,500 a semester out-of-state. Visit uncp.edu or call 910-521-6262 for more information.
I did some research and I saw the demographics, the certifications, and the faculty and stuff like that, and I knew I wanted to at least visit. So I came down here for a visit, and my program advisor showed me around the place, the program, the buildings, and stuff like that, and I fell in love. I knew that this is where I wanted to go to school.
Hello, I'm Grady Hunt, a lifelong resident of Robeson County and the father of 3 children. Each year, an average of 43 residents die as a result of vehicle crashes right here in Robeson County. To change this statistic, we have formed a task force called Robeson County Vision Zero. This is an ambitious effort. We have partnered with the North Carolina Department of Transportation and others, but it will take all of us to achieve this goal. Please visit our website to find out how you can help.
Only 10% of us get enough daily exercise.
And that number is dropping.
Nearly 30% of us are overweight or obese.
As a result, we now have a shorter life expectancy than our parents.
But give us the right start in sports, and we'll never stop.
Learn how at activeforlife.ca.
Welcome back. I'm Tyler Hughes. It was senior day on Saturday for Braves football when all those upperclassmen got the chance to make a last hurrah for the home fans. They took on a 7-3 Carson Newman team, which runs a deadly triple option. The Braves were determined to shut it down. Halfway into the first quarter, the Eagles drove 73 yards on 12 plays to top off the drive with this 14-yard touchdown run by Antonio Wimbush. But in response, Josh Jones connected with Shamon Hicks on a 59-yard pass to set up Quad Williams for a 4-yard touchdown run. And Brave Hawk loved it. Early second quarter, Dimitri Salisbury takes the ball and scampers 75 yards to the house, going completely untouched. And from there on, Carson Newman never looked back. The Braves would follow up on their possession with a field goal going into the half down 4. In the third, the Eagles struck first with another touchdown run, but missed the extra point. This left the door open for the Braves, but they only came away with 3. Carson Newman dominated the Braves on the ground with 438 rushing yards that included this 28-yard run in the 4th. The black and gold made a last effort to come away with points, but the pass from Josh Jones to Corey West was picked off and taken for 6 to close out the game. The final score was 34-13. Not exactly how those seniors wanted to go out. However, they have been given a reprieve. A makeup game with Catawba College this weekend. The game was originally canceled because of Hurricane Florence, but it's been put back on the schedule. Good luck, guys. 8 Braves wrestlers took the podium Saturday with the 38th Annual Pembroke Classic, wrapped up in the Jones Center. 11 schools were represented by more than 70 wrestlers across 10 weight classes. Jonathan Miller's record went untouched as he won the championship bout in the 141-pound bracket, where William Deese shared the 3rd place. Tyler Makosi and Brandon Sloop both placed second at 157 and 184 pounds respectively. The Braves are back in action on Sunday when they take part in the NC State's Wolfpack Open. Personally, I'm convinced that Braves Cross Country is holding the Peach Belt Conference for ransom. Awards just keep flowing in. Joshua Chepkesser has earned the PBC Freshman of the Year award. The Kenyan was named not long after a phenomenal outing in the conference championship, winning the 8K. After that race, Chepkesser said, "Right now, it's all about the upcoming regionals."
I think I'm ready for the race. As you know, we are now going for the 10 kilometers, not 8 kilometers as we used to be running. So I am going now to train for it. I'm going to train these 2 weeks. I'm going to make sure that I will win.
On top of his award, Peter Ormsby has earned the Peach Belt Coach of the Year award, leading men's cross country to the tournament championship. This is his 2nd time earning the award in 4 years. Coach Ormsby gives a lot of credit to the team itself.
Really, I'm at a loss for words with what this group has done since May, over the summer, the 2 hurricanes, everything. Just it's a testament to what they do daily.
Braves Cross Country heads to Florida on Saturday for the NCAA Southeast Region Championships. Men's basketball finally started their regular season. This year, the Braves are playing for a three-peat on the Peach Belt Conference Championship. Over their weekend, the Black and Gold took on Newberry at Catawba in the PBC SAC Challenge. Sophomore David Strother led the Braves in scoring against Newberry with 20 points. Preseason all-conference forward Akia Pruitt tallied his 13th double-double with 13 points and 10 rebounds. The end result, Pembroke 97, Newberry 81. On Saturday, they finished up their 2-game slate with an overtime thriller against Catawba College. James Murray Boyles hit a game-tying 3-pointer that sent it into OT, and from there on, it was all the Braves. The final score was 80-75. The men now head to Mount Olive to play 2 games in the annual Pickle Classic. Women's basketball was also in action over the weekend in the PBC Conference Carolinas Challenge. The first game was against Southern Wesleyan, and yes, it was a victory. The Braves scored 18 points off turnovers and dominated the glass with a plus 16 rebound differential. Melanie Horn led the game for the Braves with 12 points in their 56-44 finish. The second game of the round-robin event was against Barton, and that game went a little differently. The Braves gave the ball away 20 times in the game, and Barton capitalized, scoring 21 points off turnovers. 3 Braves scored in double digits, but it wasn't enough to stop a late 9-2 scoring run from the Bulldogs late in the fourth quarter. The final score was 76-72. The next game is their home opener against Lenore Rhine tonight. A heartwarming sports video is getting attention for all the right reasons. This clip shows a basketball player from the Mississippi School for the Deaf. They're getting instructions from their coach towards the end of the game in Flowood. As you can see, a pep talk is a pep talk, no matter the language. Since it was posted last week, the clip has spread around the world. As of early Wednesday morning, it had over 10,000 retweets and nearly 46,000 likes. That's all we got time for. I'm Ty the Sports Guy. We're off next week, but when we come back, I'll let you know how the fall sports wrapped up their seasons. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Ty. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving to you. For Carolina News Today, I'm Alexis Clinton.
And I'm Abigail Brown. See you next time.